Two men attacked on the streets of Port Arthur overnight. What we know so far about the incident that left one man shot and another injured.
Plus, the bitter battle continues between President Trump and 4 Democratic congresswomen. The look at the latest war of words.
And a highway widening project will affect Southeast Texas drivers this weekend, where you may experience some closures and delays. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for waking up with us on this Friday morning. I'm Tracy Kennick.
Good to see you. I'm Vanessa Broussard.
And I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. Another day where we're going to see low rain chances and temperatures back up where we should be for this time of year, around 92, 93. We're starting off again this morning in the 70s, and we'll see temperatures in the upper 80s by 10 o'clock and lower 90s through the afternoon. About 20% coverage of a couple of showers through the afternoon like we've seen the last few days. And south winds today, once again, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. If you have outdoor projects you want to get done, you might want to try to get those wrapped up today or tomorrow, because it looks like some rain's going to come in. Actually, a cold front's coming into Southeast Texas. We don't see that a lot in July.
A cold
But
front in July.
don't
Tell us more.
Don't break out the jackets.
That means it's going to be 91.
No, that means rain. And rain starting Sunday and might be lasting through most of next week. So, like I said, get those projects wrapped up. We'll show you the 7-day forecast a little bit later on this morning.
Alrighty. Thanks, Jeff. Well, a traffic alert as you head out the door this morning. Interstate 10 westbound near Highway 365 is down to one lane as Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies investigate an accident.
2 cars are involved. Our crew on the scene saw one person being loaded into an ambulance. This happened about 3:30 this morning. Again, I-10 West near Highway 365 down to one lane right now. No word on the condition of that person. We'll keep you updated on the 12 News Now app and also on our website, 12newsnow.com. Also new this morning, a shooting in Port Arthur. It happened around 1:30 near the intersection of 18th Street and 5th Avenue. Here's video we have just from the scene. Police were called there in reference to a possible drive-by shooting. Once they got to the scene, they learned it wasn't a drive-by, but a man had been shot. Officers say 2 men approached a man demanding money. That man was shot. A second man came outside and was hit with a pistol. No word on the extent of injuries or if a suspect is in custody. This is a developing story. We'll bring you more information as it comes in.
Beaumont police investigating a body discovered last night on Avalon in Old Town. Sergeant Cody Guidry telling 12 News they're investigating it as a homicide.
A man called police after coming home to his garage apartment around 8 o'clock last night. There had been a fire. Once authorities got there, they realized there was a body inside. We're working to get more information. Now to a disturbing case out of Beaumont. A grand jury has indicted a man accused of stabbing a homeless man and then leaving him in a dumpster.
Yeah, it happened in early May. Prosecutors have charged 30-year-old Bruce Lane with aggravated assault. They say he stabbed the victim with a steak knife and then left him in the trash container outside the Longshoremen's local building in the 1900 block of Pennsylvania Avenue. Court documents indicate Lane asked a witness for a cigarette. And then the witness spotted Lane dragging the homeless man across the parking lot. In Evadale, a man who accidentally drove his truck into the Neches River yesterday is okay this morning, but it was a close call. It happened on Highway 96 around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The man was looking for a place to fish and says he put his truck in the wrong gear. Investigators say he drove off the river embankment but jumped out just before the truck hit the water. He was found nearly half a mile from where it plunged into the river.
A traffic alert that could affect your weekend plans. There will be lane closures and delays this weekend on Interstate 10 at the Brooks Road overpass. Workers will close the overpass at 2 this afternoon so they can start demolition. The rebuilding process should take about a year. This is part of the project to widen the interstate from Highway 365 all the way to Walden Road.
The newly appointed Orange County Judge, John Gauthier, is being sworn in today. On Tuesday, commissioners appointed Gauthier, and he will serve the county until the end of 2020. And after that, a newly elected judge will take over the seat. Judge Dean Crooks resigned in March, less than a year into his first term. County commissioners then named former Judge Carl Thibodeau as interim judge, but Thibodeau stepped down last week. Gauthier will now be sworn in today at noon. In other news, President Trump says it's time for other countries to condemn what he says are Iran's attempts to disrupt the freedom of navigation and global commerce in the Straits of Hormuz. Yesterday, a U.S. warship destroyed an Iranian drone within 1,000 yards of the ship and ignored several calls to stand down. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar returned to Minnesota yesterday.
One day after Trump supporters chanted, "Send her back," after the president criticized her in his speech. Here's ABC's Chuck Severson with more.
One day after those controversial chants of "Send her back" at a Trump rally in North Carolina, cheers of support for Representative Ilhan Omar as she returned to Minnesota, the Somali-born U.S. citizen firing back at President Trump.
His nightmare is seeing the beautiful mosaic fabric of our country welcome someone like me as their member of Congress.
The Congresswoman back in her home state hosting a town hall on Medicare for all.
The American healthcare system is broken. It is a moral imperative that we fix it.
In his speech Wednesday night, the president doubling down on his racist Twitter attack of 4 Democratic congresswomen, including Omar.
Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
Today, the president disavowing those words of his supporters.
I was not happy with it. I disagree with it. But again, I didn't say that, they did.
A Republican congressman from North Carolina who was at that rally tweeted he, quote, struggled with the chant and that the words were painful to our friends in the minority communities. Republican House Leader Kevin McCarthy defended the president.
Are you going to hold him accountable, too, for whatever any protesters or something else do? I think that's an unfair position.
The president was asked what his message to his supporters who were chanting would be.
Well, these are people that love our country. I want them to keep loving our country.
Chuck Severson, ABC News, New York.
It was President Trump's 6th visit to North Carolina as president and his first 2020 campaign event in the state. Meanwhile, New York Senator Chuck Schumer will lead a visit to the border today to check on conditions at a migrant facility. Schumer will be accompanied by other Democratic colleagues. This will be the same facility Vice President Mike Pence visited Friday. The senator has previously tweeted that the top leadership at Border Patrol must be fired. This after he says kids are subjected to inhumane conditions.
Tomorrow will be the last day for Labor Secretary Alex Acosta. Acosta announcing his resignation a week ago amid criticism over handling a plea deal involving wealthy financier Jeffrey Epstein. Acosta was the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida at the time. His office reached a deal in the decades-old case with Epstein that brought a halt to a federal sex abuse investigation involving dozens of teenage girls.
Pretty quiet day across Southeast Texas. We are expecting a couple of showers maybe. We'll look at rain coverage for today and your weekend coming up.
We're back with the story of a Southeast Texas man who once had a job where he made history.
Meet a Buna man who spent 30 years working for NASA. His name is J.C. Smith. He has a lot to celebrate this week. Smith was a NASA engineer who worked on the Gemini and Apollo space programs. The Lamar graduate helped in the training of several flight crews and also worked to fine-tune the docking system. Well, this week, as America celebrates the 50th anniversary of the mission, he's reflecting on what an honor it was to be a part of it.
No, I'm not a hero or anything. The real heroes are the astronauts. They take all the risk. I'm just one of the many thousands of engineers that happened to be lucky enough to be involved in that program.
Smith says he hopes more people will pursue a career in engineering. He retired from NASA in 1994 with a lifetime of memories. He then moved back to Buna, but has never stopped sharing his stories about his incredible work.
One-of-a-kind stories, too.
I love all these stories, yeah.
A lot to tell.
Yeah, please keep sharing. Gosh, that's some great stories there,
Right,
man.
and who knew he lived right here in Southeast Texas?
Yeah, very awesome. Let's take a look at what's going to happen for today, and we are looking at temperatures once again starting off into the upper 70s. We'll get up into the middle 80s as we head towards mid-morning. Warm and muggy out there again this morning. No big surprise there. Temperatures right now, we're seeing the same spread that we've been seeing for several mornings. 60s up into Jasper at 68, and then 80s down towards the coast. 81 there at Sabine Pass, and then most folks in the 70s for this morning. Kirbyville, as you head down towards Silsbee, good morning. We're looking at temperatures there at about 75. As we head up into Woodville, 75 as well. 78 in Orange, 78 in Port Arthur, and Beaumont, we're at 77 degrees. Take you over to Orange, and we'll look at the Horseman's Western Store camera, part of our live Skycam network. I-10, a lot of traffic, but going along smoothly on this Friday morning. Currently 78, humidity 86%, and W0, basically light, calm winds out there for this morning. Very quiet across the state of Texas, nothing on radar. High pressure's right overhead. We'll see it for about one more day before it starts to break down. Then that will open the door for some scattered showers on Sunday. And then as a cold front comes in towards Tuesday of next week, we'll see rain chances, I think, for most of next week. Scattered stuff when the front comes through, probably a little bit more in the way of steadier all-day rains on Tuesday. But most days will be kind of a scattered showers here and there. For today, we start off lower 80s at 8 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, we'll be well up into the 80s. And by lunchtime, once again today, we'll hit about 90 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. A couple of showers possible through the afternoon. We only go at 20% coverage for today. Getting into this evening, things should be quiet. As far as any active weather, we'll see temperatures back into the 80s for the evening hours. And then overnight, we'll see temperatures back where they are this morning, into the upper 70s, lower 80s through most of southeast Texas. So south winds today, partly cloudy. Just an isolated shower here or there. Shouldn't be a big deal as far as the rain. Temperatures into the lower to middle 90s today. Could see a couple places hit about 94 or so, but most folks will be about 91, 93. And then very warm and muggy again for later on tonight. South winds a little bit more, about 5 to 15. We'll see those temperatures anywhere from the middle to lower 70s through the lakes, and we'll be upper 70s once again here in the triangle. So we got it today, tomorrow. It'll be fairly dry, and then things start to change as we head towards the second half of the weekend into next week. We'll be showing you the 7-day forecast and those rain chances for next week coming up.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Well, still to come, Disney's The Lion King is now in theaters. We have a preview for you when we come right back.
A Beaumont woman is asking a porch thief to return her concrete angel from her North End home. Andrea Lejeune's doorbell camera caught it all. The thief jumped from a car, grabbed the angel, and dropped his hat while making the getaway. Lejeune and her 2 kids were inside the home at the time. She says it's not worth a lot of money, but it's the idea of stealing a spiritual statue, one given to the family by her mother 8 years ago.
Of all things, to steal a religious item, like, wouldn't that conflict with your conscience? I don't know.
You would think it would mean a lot to Andrea to get it back. If you have any ideas of who may have done this, call Crime Stoppers at 833-TIPS.
Lawmakers now investigating that popular app that's taking social media by storm.
As Marcy Gonzalez reports, the now viral Face app is owned by a Russian company and is raising privacy concerns.
From older to younger, those incredible photo transformations created by FaceApp going viral. More than 80 million people, including celebrity after celebrity, downloading the free app, uploading and altering their photos. But the entertaining trend from this Russia-based company raising serious concerns about privacy.
The big concern with the app is the unknown.
FaceApp's privacy policy says it cannot ensure the security of any information you transmit to FaceApp or guarantee that information on the service may not be accessed, disclosed, or destroyed. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer among those sounding an alarm, sending a letter to the head of the Federal Trade Commission and the FBI asking them to assess whether the personal data uploaded by millions of Americans may be finding its way into the hands of the Russian government, and inquiring whether safeguards are in place to protect users' privacy. The Democratic National Committee sending a letter of warning to all of the presidential campaigns, urging them not to use the app, saying what is clear is that the benefits of avoiding the app outweigh the risks. FaceApp now trying to ease concerns, saying in a statement that while its development team is in Russia, user data is not transferred to that country. It says most photos users upload are erased within 48 hours, and that the company accepts requests from users to remove all data from its servers. It also insists it does not have access to all of the photos on your device, writing, "We only upload a photo selected by a user for editing. We never transfer any other images from the phone to the cloud." The company adds that.
Well, it's good to know that there's nothing to worry about, but I feel like anytime you get on social media or any app, you should really be concerned.
Yeah, you wonder even when you hold
end.
up your phone and it recognizes your face, you know, like there's so much now that recognizes your face and then sends you all the advertisements for everything you've looked at in the past 24 hours.
A little awkward, right?
Yeah.
Well, be careful.
All right, well, you've been waiting all summer and it's finally here.
Yes, that's right. Disney's The Lion King is in theaters right now. Here's Jason Nathanson.
The Lion King roaring into theaters this weekend, and it'll take its rightful spot on the top of the box office. Estimates are that it'll earn somewhere between 150 and 180 million bucks, though tracking so far this summer hasn't exactly been accurate. No other movies are opening against it. Woodstock 50, it's dead, so says one of the legendary rockers who's supposed to play the anniversary festival. David Crosby tells me
it's not happening.
It's not happening. That's too bad. Completely done.
Yeah. There is a person in that situation who's a scammer, and he's always been a scammer, and he scammed this, and it's dead.
Crosby wouldn't name names. Woodstock 50 still technically set for next month, but there's no venue. A new documentary about Crosby's life called David Crosby, Remember My Name, is out this weekend in limited release. Our first look at the movie version of the Broadway musical Cats, starring Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson, and more. And Tom Cruise is back in the pilot seat. It's our first look at Top Gun 2, which is out next June. Cats is in theaters in December.
Mr. Doctor.
And happy birthday today to Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, turning 43. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
There's a lot of good stuff out right now.
I really almost dropped my phone when I saw that Top Gun 2 was coming out.
Yeah.
I was so excited to hear that.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure. And The Lion King,
Oh my
and
goodness.
so much, yeah. So go to the movies if you want to this weekend. Get out of the heat, right?
Yes.
Well, Utah boy getting creative this summer, deciding to sell beer. We're going to explain more when we come right back. Well, it's no secret it's been a hot summer here and across the nation, really. But nearly 30 states were under a heat watch yesterday.
Yeah, and the heat and humidity is expected to threaten millions around the country this weekend. So we want to make sure that you're safe in the heat. So here's some advice, right, Jeff?
Yes.
Yes. When you're sweating a lot, it's important to drink a gallon of water a day.
What?
A gallon to make sure you're hydrated.
That's if you're out in the heat, working, you know.
Yeah. If you're in the air conditioning, you don't have to drink a gallon, I guess, right? It's good for your health, though.
It's good to drink a lot of water, but yeah.
All right, the next tip will help you stay cool as well. Keep your energy bill low and possibly avoid using your oven, they say, because of course that heats up the inside of your house and then you have to turn the air conditioner on and that costs you money. Also, try using appliances like rice cookers and no-cook recipes. And find a cool zone. If you don't have air conditioning at home, find somewhere cool where you can go during the day, like maybe a library or a mall.
Yeah, go to the mall, spend some money. All right, keep cool.
All right.
Your debit card will be hot.
Yeah. Well, a Utah boy taking his parents' advice to help people stay hydrated. He's finding a way to make more friends as well and to gain national media attention thanks to his witty take on a lemonade stand. Well, 11-year-old Seth Parker is lying there holding that sign right here. It says ice cold beer. But if you take a closer look, the tiny print shows it's of the root beer variety.
See, I didn't see that. I can't see that close. Maybe it's my eyes. Police say they got several calls from people concerned he was actually selling alcohol. That's what they thought. But when officers went to check it out, they realized the clever marketing ploy and posted pictures to their Facebook page. Seth's mom says it took time for some people to appreciate the joke, but now they love seeing all the laughs that this is getting.
Well, I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. Got your
Got
attention.
your
Yeah.
Yes, that's what they wanted.
Yeah. Just, we wanted a few more people to buy the root beer, unfortunately, instead of call the police.
Right.
Let's check out the forecast for today. A couple of showers maybe here and there. For the most part, most folks will see partly cloudy skies and hot temperatures into the lower 90s with south winds at 5 to 10. So it should be a pretty good afternoon once again. Just got to beat the heat.
Yeah, stay hydrated. All right, here's a look right now outside this morning, courtesy of our 12 News Skycam network. And we will be right back with your top stories.